That's new. I'm going to go ahead and open the waiting room. I'll give people a minute or so to come in and then we'll kick off, but I'll do a clear handoff to you when it's time for you.
Okay, sounds good.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. We will kick off here in just a minute. The waiting room keeps filling up, so let me just get everyone out of the waiting room. I hope you're all doing well. Enjoyed the nice holiday weekend. As we are waiting for everyone to join, if you want to do a quick introduction in the chat and let us know where you're joining us from. It's always nice to see where everyone's from.
Lois Nelson from Chicago.
Hi, Lois.
And I should say hello, everyone.
All right, and I see.
This is Patricia Forrester from Harrisonville, Missouri.
Hello. And I see we've got a lot in the chat as well. So I see Boston, Chicago, Philadelphia. Where else? We've got Houston, we've got New Jersey, we've got Cape Cod, we've got DC, Kansas City. All right.
ATL.
Yeah, Atlanta.
And Shamika from New York.
I love seeing, oh, I heard a New York there.
I said it's
joining
Shamika
from
New York.
Another New York. I am in the Boston area. This is our, let's see, we have Eastern and Central regions represented this evening. So we've combined all of our chapters from Eastern to Central regions, which is always fun and great to see all of you. I want to just make sure we have everyone here. So before we begin, the format for tonight, we have Conchetta Jones joining us. She's going to speak for a little while, give us some great tips. And then after she's done, we will be splitting out into breakout rooms by local chapter. If you are not connected to a local chapter, if you're not near a local chapter, if you're joining us as a guest, we will make sure that you get into a breakout room. The breakout rooms are kind of continued conversation about what our speakers shared, a good chance for you to meet others from the local area. We'll be in breakout rooms for a short period. We'll come back here. We'll do a quick wrap up. In total, we're scheduled for 1 hour, so we'll stay within that 1 hour. And I think the waiting room seems to have slowed down. So I want to go ahead and introduce, we have Conchetta Jones joining us from the Orland Park chapter this evening. Conchetta is the founder of the Confidant Woman. She's a coach. Conchetta, I'm going to go ahead and let you introduce yourself. We'll mute everybody else while Conchetta is speaking. If you have questions or things you want to share with Conchetta, feel free to pop them in the chat. And then when she wraps, we can circle back with questions. Conchetta, thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me. So I am Conchetta Jones, and I am a personal development and confidence coach. And I actually work with women 40 plus. And I work with women on helping them to just live the life of their dreams by stepping out of their comfort zone and saying yes to themselves. And so tonight, I wanted to talk a little bit, give you 10 tips on how you can live your best life on your way to your dream life. I used to always talk about just living your dream life. And a lot of times women would stop or not do things because they didn't feel like they were doing, getting to their dream life or living their dream life. So then I started saying, live your best life right now while you are on the journey to your dream life. And so I want to give you 10 tips that you can get started, 4 things for you to take out of your life, and 6 things for you to implement and have in your life. And I'm actually on the road coming back to Chicago from Meridian, Mississippi. We've had traffic, we've had all kinds of things to happen. And I just said, you know what, a while ago, that would have really stumped me. And I would have used that as an opportunity to just say, no, I'm not going to do it. I mean, I couldn't get service. I couldn't get a lot of things, but you know what? I said, nope, I am getting ready to do this. And I'm not going to let anything, stop me or get in my way. I'm going to push past and go forward. So let's get started tonight. The first tip I want to share with you, that was my sister who's excited. There we go. All right. The first tip I want to share with you is I want you to get rid of those feelings of being unworthy. A lot of times what we as women do is we don't feel worthy of the things that we want to do. We start thinking of, I'm not smart enough, I'm too old, I somebody could do it better. You know, we think of all of these things. And when I talk and coach women, I come from a place of my experience. So I'm sharing the things that I went through and how I got from there to here. And I used to feel unworthy. You know, I don't have enough education. And if I try to do this, they're going to laugh at me. And, you know, they're going to say, who do I think I am? I'm too old. So the first thing that I want you to get rid of is I want you to get rid of those feelings of being unworthy. You are worthy of whatever it is you want to do. You are worthy of doing it. The second one is get the negative people out of your life. The one thing that can really slow you down and stop you from living your best life is to be surrounded by negative people. And these could be relatives. It could be your children. It could be people that say that they're your friends. But if they're negative, they're going to stop you because they're always going to tell you why you can't do something instead of supporting you and telling you that you can do something. And so it may be hard. A lot of times these may be people that you've known for years. And like I said, and it may be family members. And we know we can't just X off our family members and never see them, but you have to stop spending as much time for them if they're going to stop you from moving forward with doing the things that you want to do. The next thing is stop living in the past. The past is the past. It's gone. You know, stop thinking about what went wrong. Stop thinking about what you should have, could have, would have done. You know, the past is the past and we need to move forward. You know, a lot of times we get stuck in, well, I tried this and it didn't work, so I'm not going to do anything different. No, you want to press forward. You want to leave the past where it is and you want to keep moving. And then the last thing that I want you to stop doing is, and this is a big one, stop comparing yourself to other people. That stops you too, because you look over at what another lady is doing and you start thinking, well, I wish I could do that. Or look what she's done, or look how many people she has, or look how many books she's written. Or, you know, we start thinking of all the things that she has that we don't have, and it stops us from moving forward. So that comparison game is a very dangerous game, and it will definitely detour you from your best life, because you don't know what that other woman, you don't know how long she's been in her game. You don't know the sacrifices that she's made. So while you're thinking that you want to start something today and you just want to get busy and start going, she may have been working for 5, 6, 10 years and she's where she is now. It's also because of social media. It's very easy to see what other people are doing and then to feel bad about yourself. And so maybe I should add that on the no, stop letting social media make you crazy. Because a lot of times on social media, we're just putting the good things on social media. We're not all the time putting how many tries it took to even get that perfect picture. Okay. So those are the 4 things that I want you to stop doing. It's stop feeling unworthy, get away from those negative people, stop living in the past, and stop comparing yourself to other people. And so now this is the good part. And it's why I used it last, because I want you to keep these things uppermost in your mind. And I want you to start working on it. And as you start doing these things in your life, I would love to have you reach out to me to let me know that, hey, Conchetta, I tried this and this is what happened. So number 1, take responsibility for your life. You know, a lot of times we sit back and we wait for other people to make us happy. We wait for other people to satisfy us. We wait for other people to do or to help us or to, guide us to do the things that we really want to do. And so starting today, you're going to take responsibility for yourself, for your life. If it's something that you want to do what you need to do to get it done, whether that's getting more education, whether it's just stepping out of your comfort zone and doing it, whatever it is, only you have the power to satisfy you and make you happy. And a lot of times we stay stuck because it's like, well, I don't have this. I don't have enough education. For a long time, that was an issue for me. I felt a little bad because I didn't have my college degree, and that made me feel bad when I was around people that did. But what did I do? I took responsibility for my life and I went back to school and I got my degrees. So take responsibility for yourself. The next thing, and this is a big one, is begin to experiment with life. What is it that you want to do, but you haven't done? You're afraid of doing it. You're uncomfortable. I have women that I coach and they say, I'm not going to eat dinner by myself. You mean you want me to go to a restaurant and eat by myself? Yes, I want you to go to a restaurant and eat by yourself. I want you to go to the movies by yourself. I want you to take a walk by yourself. Whatever it is, start to experiment with things that you haven't done. Add those into your life. Don't wait, because when you wait for other people to do things, a lot of times they're not going to do it. And then you're going to be stuck. And then you're going to be upset because they're not doing what it is that you need in your life. Okay. When I was married, my husband did not like going to the movies. He hated the movies. So for a lot of years, we didn't go to the movies. And I wanted to go to the movies, but because he didn't want to go, I didn't go. And then finally I'm like, but I like the movies. I like having the popcorn. I like sitting in the dark, and I like, doing this. So what I did was, I remember the movie that I went to by myself was Rush Hour with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. And I had a great time. And that just kind of opened up the door for me to start experimenting and doing things that I wanted to do. The next thing is develop an action plan and implement. Now, I am the queen of note taking and the queen of having workshops and going to conventions, and I take great notes. I take great notes, but at one point I wasn't implementing. I had notebooks and folders and binders of things that I should have been doing, but I wasn't implementing. So what you need to do is create your action plan, but then start implementing. Don't just have those things sitting in a corner or in a binder and just, stacked up, and you're not putting anything into action. Having goals, having action plans, that's so important to living your best life on that road and that journey to your dream life. And then act as if. Now, this is a good one. Why? What it is you want to do. You know how it is you want to be. And I speak a lot, like I said, with women about confidence. And so until you get that confidence level that you need to be, at, or you want to be at, then act as if. A lot of times people tell me, you're so confident. You walked in that room like you owned it. Depending on what the room was, they didn't know that, oh yeah, I was nervous, but I walked in that room like I have arrived. Aren't you glad to see me? And so you act as if. If you want to dress a particular way, or have a certain type of clothes in your closet or whatever, then start preparing your closet right now. If you know you want designer outfits or whatever, but you got wire hangers, your closet is a cluttered mess and you can't find stuff, no, act as if. Get things in order so that when what you want comes, you're prepared to handle it. And then get a mentor. A lot of times, we're kind of stuck out there, and we need somebody that we can go to, that we can talk to, that can hold us accountable, that, is modeling the life that we want to live. So if there's a woman and you like how she does things and you like, what she's accomplished, speak with her about being your mentor. We all need that somebody that can hold us accountable, that somebody that we can look up to, that we can model, the actions. And so get a mentor. I have several mentors, and when I need support or I have questions or whatever, I go to my mentor. And then this is a big one. Be positive, be grateful. Every day, find something to be grateful for. And some days it can be hard, depending on what's going on in your life, but find something to be grateful for. Be grateful for your life and the things that's going on in your life. Celebrate even the smallest things. And so those are my tips. What I just like to say is, a lot of times, a lot of women say, well, I'm too old now to do that. You know, my time is past. I just need to retire. I just need to sit down. I just need to, I don't know, do nothing. I don't go for that. I won't let them stay there. I'm 63 years old and my life is just beginning. I'm not about, I like to rock, but I'm not about to sit in a rocking chair and do nothing. Okay. So those are my tips to living your best life on the journey to your dream life. It's all about you. It's your time. One I didn't put on here, but it just came to my head. Don't have a problem saying no. If someone is asking you to do something that is not in line with where you want to be, not on your strategic plan, just say no. Okay. I hope that these have helped you and given you that push that you need to get on that your best life journey so that you can live your dream life. Thank you guys for being here. All right, Megan, that's it for me.
Thank you, Conchetta. So if you have a few minutes, I know I saw a couple of questions come in while you were talking. Give me
Okay.
a minute because there's now some great stuff in the chat. I know that Suzanne had a great question about social media, and let me find it. Can you talk a little bit about how you show up being real on social media?
I just had this conversation with my sister. I am very real on social media as a life coach. I want my people to know the real me. I don't want to show up. I'm all, with all the filters and everything. And then they see me and they're like, well, who are you? So when I'm on social media, I know the types of things, I know the messaging and the branding that I want about me. So what I do is I give a little. If I'm going through a problem, I don't go through the whole problem while I'm going through it. Woe is me and all of that. I will either talk about it after the problem, because then when I give, that I went through this, I have a solution. This is what I did to get me past. I was having this problem, but I did this, and this, and I came through. So a lot of times people will use social media as a way of airing dirty laundry, as a way of just moaning and groaning, depending on what your business is. You do have a position, that you want to keep. So you don't want to just be on there and you're just airing the dirty laundry and you're just moaning and groaning. I always have, I say I have a method behind my, my madness. I say I do share. I will come on social media if I talk about lifestyle. I will come on social media with the mask on my face. I will come on social media with my hair, depending on what's going on, because I'm always teaching. So depending on what your business is, decide what it is, what your messaging is. You want your messaging to be valuable. And so then that's what you give your audience. I hope that helped.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon says, what do you suggest is the first step in tackling these 10 tips when contemplating starting to change and implement them? How do you check yourself that you are maintaining the changes?
So what I do is at the end of the year, I have a workbook that I send out to my clients, and it's all the areas of, my life, spiritual, fitness, just all the career. And I write down what went well, what didn't go well, how I could change. But that's in December. So then at the end of a month, I will go back and I will see, I set some goals. I'll set maybe 3 goals that I want for that month. And then I can go back. And to give you an example, like for my fitness, I knew I needed to make some changes. And so in January, I decided I need to exercise more. I need to eat better. I need to drink more water. And I wrote those down so that at the end of the month, I could go back and I could say, well, you know what? I did exercise every day in January, but I did not drink enough water. And so then I add that. So that's what I do. I don't wait. A lot of times we wait to the end of the year and then we want to do those New Year's resolutions in January, but I check myself every month. And so that's what you could do when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired and you're ready to make some changes. Write down the areas in your life that you want to change. and then write down 3 or 5 things that, you want to do differently. And then, set that action plan and then how you're going to implement it. And then, like I say, check every month. Don't wait until December. Then you'll find out that, all from now until December, where you missed the boat. If you're checking every month, then you'll be able to see, oh yeah, I need to get some more water in. Like I know I need to get some more water in. All right.
Thank you. Now, what about, can you share your favorite story about getting rid of the negative feelings?
Yes, I journal. When I am feeling, and it happens a lot when, I have plans on, I want something to go this way and it doesn't go that way. First, I think about, when I say be grateful, I sit down and I write until I can't think anymore of everything that I'm grateful for at that time or that particular day. It can be something, because sometimes it's hard if you're going through something. And I mean, something as simple as I can see, because you have to get it going, very simple things. I have food to eat, but I think of all the things that I'm grateful for. I meditate. And positivity. I'm not around negative people. My family laugh at me, but it's like, I can't do the negative. I don't want to hear about, I don't want to keep talking about what went wrong and what somebody didn't say, but being grateful and being positive. And I listen to upbeat music. So those are the things that I do to bring me out of a funk and to get me over to the other side. And then I do have some trusted friends when I need to talk. And when I say trusted friends, you want to make sure that it's somebody that's supporting you and want to see you succeed. You don't want to just tell anybody what's going on. And, that person is like kind of inside, kind of glad, like, yeah, you want to share your problems with a trusted friend or family member. And those are the things that I do to get me, back to where I need to be.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Another great question here. How do you suggest going about finding a mentor?
I look through, at the women in my circle that I like, where they're going. I like what they're doing. And, then I asked, I actually, there was a lady out. Let me just say this. Speaking at one point was not something that I was afraid to do. It was a great accomplishment and something that I worked on. And at the time, I, found a couple of ladies that I liked their speaking style. I liked their confidence when they were speaking. And I became friends with them. And how I did that, people laugh, but, because I didn't know them personally. So I found myself going to places where they were, networking events where they were, events where they were, and I got to know them so that they would know me. And then I just asked them if they would mentor me around this particular area that I was having struggles with. And so that's how I found my mentors. We're on social media. And if you see somebody that's modeling what it is you're going after, ask them. Some people may say no. And then you'll be surprised. Some people are, pleased and flattered and would be glad to mentor you.
Thank you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got all the questions, but the chat is moving really quick. So if I missed your question, feel free to tag me again in the chat. You can pop it back down again in the bottom. Oh, here's one. Sorry, Lenore. How detailed of an action plan should we put together? How do you keep from trying to do too much at once?
That's a good one. And that depends on you and your personality and how focused you are. Some people are very analytical and they can write it down and they can stick with it. I'm not that person. And so what I do is I do maybe 3. I used to try to do a lot. I want to do this, and this. Now I stick to 3, maybe 5. And, and I'm an old fashioned girl. I like paper and pencil. A lot of people, I have Asana and all those online tools, but I'm an old fashioned girl. So my stuff is written down. I just use these type of book composition tablets, and then I write down and then I check off. And if it's, if I didn't get it done, I just move it over to the next day or whatever day in my schedule I know I will have time to do it. But when you're starting out, don't try to do too much, because what will happen is you'll get overwhelmed, you'll get frustrated, and then you won't do anything. If you're just starting out, start tomorrow. Pick one thing in the different areas. And I do that. I know I'm working on my fitness right now. I'm working on my business right now. And I'm working on, I need to eat better. So I've actually, for those people out there that know me, I've started cooking, people. Yes. So, don't try to do too much at one time and then add on, because you will get frustrated. You'll get overwhelmed, and then you'll just give up. And we don't want you to do that.
That's great. Thank you. All right.
Mhm.
I don't think I see any other questions, but I'll give it a minute. Conchetta, thank you so much. The tips were great. For anyone looking for a recap, I know that LaDonna put a recap of the tips in the chat earlier, so you can always scroll back and get them. Before we move into breakout rooms, so we have the breakout rooms set up by local chapter. I do want to share our Share Your Ask form in the chat before we move into the rooms. Katie, do you happen to have that link handy? Because I can't get to it. If you can pop that in the chat, please, that would be helpful. So if you are new to our group, or even if you've joined before, the Share Your Ask form is an opportunity for you to share your contact information, as well as an ask for the IAW community. So where are you at right now? How can we support you in your journey? If you're looking for a mentor, this would be a good place to ask for one. Maybe be a little specific about, are you looking for someone to support your career, a business, where you're at? If you're looking for resources to grow, this is a good place to put that. If you're looking for connections on social media, share your social media channels. The Share Your Ask is now linked in the chat. We'll share it one more time before we close out this evening. It does only stay open this evening. So tomorrow morning, we go in, we grab all those results, we summarize them, clean them up a bit, and then we'll send a recap. So we have 69 people on Zoom right now. Every one of you will get that email with a link to the results, which is your opportunity to start connecting with people and taking what we're doing here in this hour and carrying it beyond just this one event. So we have the Share Your Ask in the chat. Katie also just connected Conchetta's contact information in the chat through the IAW website. Feel free to reach out with her to connect with her there. All right. We are going to move into breakout rooms. I will warn you, about 50% of you are pre-populated in the rooms and will move automatically. So bear with us as we get people moved into the right places. I'll go ahead and open them. It will move most of you automatically. If you're not moved automatically, we'll do a quick round of where you are. You can let us know in the chat or come off mute when we call you, and we'll quickly get you into a room. Some of the rooms seem a little light. So if you end up in a room by yourself, we will see that. We will move you into a different room. Just give us a minute to get everything running correctly. Oh, Kay says the link for the Share Your Ask is not working. Let's check that real quick.
It opened on my end.
Oh, it opened on my end. Kay, you want to try it one more time? It's opening on my end. We'll share it again at the end as well. You may have to, if it freezes on input, you may have to refresh your screen and it should pop it back up.
Basically, it came back with a message that said something about your file didn't work. And so it kicked me out.
We'll make sure to connect with you, Kay, so you have an opportunity to do it.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and open all rooms. Bear with us as we get everybody into the rooms. It'll take a minute or so. Within the rooms, we have local chapter presidents in there as well that are ready to welcome you and do some introductions locally. Give me just 1 second. All right, so for those that are pre-assigned, they are moving automatically now. If you may have a breakout room message in your menu that allows you to move into the room. If you don't see that, I'm going to start going through the list now, and I'll get people into rooms as we go through down. So let's see. Deborah Jones Polk, where are you joining us from? You can let us know in the chat, or you can come off mute and let us know. what
I'm
might
in Orland Hills, near Orland Park.
near Orland Park. All right, we'll put you in Orland Park. Also, if you're still here and you can hear me, one of the easier things to do also might be to let it just pop in the chat where you're joining us from, and then I can just go through the chat and get people assigned.
Patricia Forrester from Kansas City, Missouri.
All right, thank you, Patricia.
I'm going to stop recording.
Thank you. All right, Carla, I see your